On July 1st, 2024, the transitional government of Captain Ibrahim Traore will come to an end. Recall that when he came to power in September 2022 and was appointed interim president of Burkina Faso in October of the same year, Ibrahim Traore pledged to give his support for a transition leading to elections in July 2024. This means that the military government which has been ruling Burkina Faso for more than a year is about to end. And in line with this, Traore's administration recently announced that they will hold national consultations at the end of this month to determine the next steps in the nation's transition to civilian rule. According to a press release signed by Minister of Territorial Administration Emile Zerbo and read on national television, national meetings have been called for May 25th and 26th in Ouagadougou. These meetings will enable representatives of the nation's active forces to deliberate on the next steps to be taken in the transition, which will run until July 1st, 2024, as stipulated in the October 14, 2022 Charter, the announcement said. The minister's statement further revealed that the meetings will bring together representatives from civil society, political parties, and the military to take stock of the past months, decide whether to continue the transition and what that continuation will be. This announcement comes after all 71 members of the Legislative Assembly for Transition, the ALT, approved a plan for a transition forum, leaving it to the sovereign people who will meet during the National Forum to decide the development of the transition in April. All these moves are in preparation for what happens next after the transition period of Captain Traore ends in July. But the question is that what the citizens of Burkina Faso want? Do they want a new leader who will be elected to replace Ibrahim Traore? Not surprisingly, the answer is no. The citizens of Burkina Faso have enjoyed the leadership of Ibrahim Traore so much so that on May 11th, thousands of Burkinabés gathered at the municipal stadium in Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, to pledge support for the extension of Traore's transition period. This is historic. It is very rare for citizens in African countries to come out en masse to demand that the current ruling government continue to rule them. In fact, in the last 2 decades, it has never happened. But in Burkina Faso, this is what is happening. The interesting thing is that the thousands of people who gathered were not only Burkinabe locals, they also included activists and visitors from neighboring Sahel countries. This means that those people who think that Ibrahim Traore was the one who probably pressured the citizens of Burkina Faso to come out and support him are dead wrong. He cannot influence people from outside Burkina Faso if that were the case. These people, including activists within and outside Burkina Faso, came to support Traore because they knew how committed and dedicated he had been to the country. Thousands of citizens came to support Traore, yet no Western media carried this news. Why? This just proves the point that these media platforms are used by the West to control the narrative of African countries to suit their interests. Imagine if it was the reverse, that instead of the citizens gathering to support Traore's government, they gathered to demand an end and the swift transition to civilian rule. There is no doubt that Western media would be the first to carry it and spread the news. It's very obvious that they do not want the world to know that the citizens of Burkina Faso love their president, who is a military person, and do not want any civilian president. This is because it would prove that democracy, which has always been touted by the West as the best form of government for any country, might not just be the best. But they forget about the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with the system of government, rather it has to do with the type of leader. Democracy, monarchy, or communist system of government doesn't matter. For Africans who have suffered for decades under a democratic government, what is more important is a strong and patriotic leader who is ready to protect their interests. And since he assumed power, President Traore has done just that. So, why won't the people protest for an extension of his rule? Prior to the day the rally took place, the chief coordinator of the Black African Defense League, Burkina Faso, Rasmani Ouagadougou, stated that it is together, in unity and solidarity, that one will build a better future for Burkina Faso. Let's stay strong. Let's stick together. Ouagadougou also warned fellow citizens about hostile forces that seek to disrupt this rally and called on Burkinabe people to be vigilant. Attempts to disrupt the event will be punished. He said, any attack directed at this event is an attack against Captain Ibrahim Traore his government, and by extension the sovereign people of Burkina Faso. Such actions will be considered a betrayal of our nation and will be dealt with in the strongest possible terms. The National Coordination of Citizens Watch Associations of Burkina Faso stated that the rally should be a historic and solemn event. What all this means is that a lot of preparation went into the organization of the rally. And on D-Day, thousands of Burkinabe locals, activists, and visitors from other countries came to support Traore's administration. As reported by the African Initiative correspondent, organizers of the rally believe that the elections are unacceptable to maintain peace in the country and are asking for changes to the constitution to fully liberate and revive the country. We don't want to hear about another president. We don't want elections, leaders of local civil society organizations chanted. And why not? After all, since the death of Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso has suffered under the rule of incompetent and greedy leaders who care only for their interests and that of the West. However, since Traore came to power, he has set the country on a great path. Just take a look at all that he has achieved in Burkina Faso, especially in agriculture. According to Ghislaine Debir, a member of the National Coordination of Citizens Watch Associations, said that, with the acquisition of a significant number of tractors, plowing equipment, seeds, and agricultural inputs for the 2024 agricultural campaign, Burkina Faso is heading straight towards food self-sufficiency. People of Burkina Faso, for more than 60 years, we have long been made to understand that a certain number of crops, such as wheat, could not be produced in Burkina Faso. But today, with Captain Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso is included on the list of wheat-producing countries. But that's not all he has achieved in the Burkinabe agricultural sector. In 2023, he launched two major agricultural programs, called Operation Agro-Pastoral Offensive and the Presidential Initiative for Food Self-Sufficiency, where several initiatives have been carried out to fulfill the objectives of these programs. For example, in February 2024, the Emergency Project for Increasing Agricultural Production in Burkina Faso was launched in conjunction with the African Development Bank Group, which provided 38.4 million euros to help bolster food security in the country against the impacts of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In March, instead of buying exotic cars like other leaders might have done, Traore spent 78 billion CFA francs to purchase agricultural equipment including tractors and agricultural inputs such as seeds and fertilizers. This unwavering commitment to the agricultural sector is a result of Traore's vision of a Burkina Faso that is food self-sufficient. Aside from agriculture, Traore has also committed to boosting the potential of the mining sector in the country. In 2023, Traore banned the exports of gold in order to put the gold mining sector in order. To this end, he built a gold refinery and a mining waste facility, which will help to create value and job opportunities for the Burkinabe populace. Just like his mentor, Thomas Sankara, Traore refused to receive a presidential salary and also cut down the salaries of Burkinabe politicians. According to him, it is not right for few people in the country to earn millions of CFA francs, while there are millions in the country struggling to afford the basic necessities of life. He didn't just speak about cutting down the salaries of politicians. He also said that the whole system needs to be balanced and corrected for the society to be stable. In terms of security, Traore has been hard at work, acquiring weapons and military equipment, outfitting the soldiers, and collaborating with military from other countries, including Russia and the Alliance of the Sahel, to ensure that Burkina Faso is safe again. These and many more have been achieved since Traore came to power. It's no wonder that early this year, the World Governance Index placed Burkina Faso as one of the top best-governed countries in Africa, beating a significant number of others who are ruled by a civilian government. Indeed, results do not lie. The next few weeks are going to be very important for Burkina Faso because it will determine the trajectory of the country. Will Traore end up stepping down as president of Burkina Faso, or will he continue? The next few weeks will tell. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.